Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I had shared this, I'm calling it a friendship box because I was looking for something to add, maybe some socks, some candy, and a letter or seeds. And I wanted it all in one package. So I created this, and I did post it on my Instagram. It is, let's see, 9, I think. About 9.5 by 6.25, and it's 1 1/8 inches thick. I used some paper tray ink, heavyweight cardstock, and then I used this Echo Park Love Notes to mat everything. I did use a belly band, and I have the closure here on the back with some red Velcro dots. Use some stickers on the back. When you open it up, you have two boxes with the flip top, and then there's 3 pockets on the side. So this bottom box measures 6 by 6, and then the top box is 6 by 2 and about 7/8. I just have some cut aparts in here. So there's a pocket here. This is what was in my original design, and this is how I got all my measurements. This is what I made. I just have that one pocket. And so I didn't want to waste the paper, so I folded it over and created this tuck, and also used the piece that I cut off the top and did another little slanted pocket. So that's the front again. On the side and on the spine on the inside, I used some of this Swiss dot basil cardstock. That's the back again. I love how it turned out. And for this one, I will be doing the base and showing you how to put together all the boxes and stuff, giving you all the measurements, and then I will have the measurements down in the description box. So for the outer cover and the base, you'll need 2 pieces cut at 7.5 by 9.5. For the larger envelope on the bottom, you'll need a piece cut at 8 by 9, and then another piece cut at 8 by 6. The smaller box is cut at 4 3/4 by 9, and the flip top is 4.5 by 6. And then the belly band is 1.5 by 8. If you're gonna do the slanted pocket the way I did mine, that piece is cut at 8.5 by 12. So for the outer cover, I'm on the 7.5 inch side. You're only gonna make 1 score, and that'll be at 1 1/4. That's done on both pieces because you just wanna make a little spine in order to connect the 2 pieces to make the little book. For the larger envelope, we're gonna start with the larger piece at 8 by 9. I'm on the 9 inch side. I have pre-scored everything just to make it a little faster. So you're gonna score at, let's see, I'm on the 9 inch side. You're gonna score at a 1/2 inch. Again at 1.5, 7.5, and 8.5. And then you're gonna turn it to the 8 inch side, and you're gonna score at a 1/2 inch, 1.5, and again at 7.5. For the flip top part, I'm on the 8 inch side. You're gonna score at 1, and again at 2. For the smaller box, starting with the piece that is 9 by, or 4 3/4 by 9, we're going to start on the 4 3/4 side, scoring at a 1/2 inch, 1.5, and again at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to turn to the 9 inch side, score at a 1/2 inch, 1.5, 7.5, and again at 8.5. So the first thing we're going to put together is the base of the box. I'm going to fold on my score lines. Sometimes this bone folder will leave a mark, so let me get this one. Paper's cracking a little bit. And then this one. And all you want to do is put them together like that, creating your book. So I'm gonna put adhesive on the back of this one. I'm using the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive liquid glue that I get off of scrapbook.com. I think I normally have it linked. So just put it together, creating your book. I'm gonna sit this aside so it can dry a little bit. And then we'll start on the larger envelope, starting with the flap, because all you have to do is fold on the score lines. And of course the flap will be the top. I did end up rounding my corners on my boxes, but that was after I matted everything. The envelopes do have a lip that folds on the inside, so you don't have that rough edge, and that's what that additional half inch is for. So I folded on all of my score lines. This is a 1/2 inch at the top, and this is the piece that is 8 by 9, so you have that 1/2 inch. You want to cut off the 2 boxes to the left and the 2 boxes on the right, the 2 little small rectangles. Top of the envelope. And then we're going to leave these 2 rectangles, and then we're going to come down here, cut these 2 small ones off on the right, and cut the 2 small ones off on the left on the very end. It will look like this. And then you'll have a square here, small rectangle, square. We're going to cut the small rectangles off on the bottom, both sides. We're going to cut up here. That's the second score on both sides. And we are going to cut these in, what is that called again? Miter. We're going to miter these tabs. So that's the envelope, and then you have the flap. So this is what I did to make it just a little faster and easier to put together. I have my handy dandy Tim Holtz, what is this thing called? The little mini stapler machine. So after I folded everything, this is how I tucked it. Tucking the tab on the inside. Got my squares squared, like right here, and then I stapled it. When you're dealing with this heavyweight cardstock, it just makes it easier when you're trying to glue it all together, because it holds it together very firm. And then you do this other side the same way. And it makes it a lot easier when you have to glue that back piece on for the flap. And you staple it. And then you take this flap, and that's what you want to glue down. You just want to fold that in. If you want to use some double-sided tape, do that. Otherwise, you can use some adhesive glue. I do have some double-sided tape here. Is that too big? Hey y'all, I realized that my camera had cut off when I got to this part in the tutorial as I was editing. So this is the large box and the lid. I got to this point and I don't know what happened, but my camera cut off. So at this point, all you need to do is put glue on the back of the larger box and then add the lid on there. And then the tutorial will continue. It's done just like the smaller box. Here's your lid. You just line it up. Not really concerned about the back since that's going to be against the base. Oh, I want this thing going here. Make sure your last score line lines up with the top of the box. And make sure your front piece is straight. I just didn't want to leave anything out, so I came back, made another box, and while I was doing that, I actually came up with another project that I can use the extra boxes that I had to create to fill the glitches in the tutorial. So here you go, back to the tutorial. Okay, so for this smaller box, we're going to fold on all the score lines just like we did for the larger box. All the cuts are exactly the same. So here's the lid, and then here is the smaller box. I'm going to cut the rectangle and square on the left and the right, just like we did on the larger one. We're going to cut off these two, the rectangle and square on the right, also the left. Bottom, we're going to cut off the rectangle on each side of that, and you can actually cut all the way up to that last score line because we're going to miter that little square right there. So cut all the way up, miter, cut that little rectangle off on the bottom. So this is what you have. You have that little tab there at the top again. I have my 1/4 inch tape. I'm just going to go ahead and put on there just to hold it down. You have that soft edge, the top of your envelope. Let me make sure it's down. Take off my back of my tape. Put some additional adhesive. And we're going to lay it down. This is heavyweight cardstock, so it takes a little more. And then I'm going to fold it just like I did the larger one. Tuck my tab, bring my bottom piece up, and put this over the top. Just lining it up like a right angle. And then again with my stapler. Do the same thing with this side. Tuck my tab, bring my side in, line it up at the corner, and staple. Again, we'll put glue on this, and then I'll show you how I put together the inside envelope. So I'll just put the back on this box, Not really concerned about the back, but just making sure the front of it lines up correctly. Because again, this will not be matted, this will be against the base. Just give it a press. Make sure it's down really well. And that's the second box. So then I will share how I did this pocket, and then I'll come back with the final project after I just mat everything. So for the pocket on the inside, my paper, it's a little off up here because I didn't forget. I didn't pull this thing all the way up, so my paper's a little crooked at the top, but we're not gonna let that stop. So I'm on my 8.5 inch side. We're going to score this at 2 1/4. And we're also going to score on the 12 inch side, which mine is a little short because it's off up here at 1/2 inch. And let me turn mine this way, because if you have directional paper, which mine is really not, you want that 1/2 inch on the bottom. It's just that I don't want this piece over there, so yeah. So this is how the pocket is. Again, I'm going to do it like this with the one pocket, the tuck, and this pocket. If you want to do that, just stop wherever, you know, however you want your design done. So this little 1/2 inch on the bottom goes under. This is double-sided paper. It looks better with that double-sided paper because you'll have a pattern on both sides instead of the white. And then the 2 1/4, you're going to fold this way. This is going to be cut off at the top. So this is how it, let me just use my base. So this is my base. I get this down here, and I'll cut this little piece off right here. But you put it in there how you want it. I did have black showing or red showing around mine. You go as tall as you want it up here, and then you just cut across, and then you're going to slant it going down this way, and that's how you'll get the other piece for the other little pocket if that's what you want to do. So mine, I don't want those Mickey ears, so I'm going to cut mine at about 6 7/8. So right below his head. So that's how tall my pocket is going to be, but I want to be able to use all of the paper. So this is going to come off. And that's that piece. And then to create my little slant, I angled it. I started at this point and ended at this point. You can see that. I didn't measure and put dots and all that stuff. I just kind of eyeballed it. Made sure both the top and bottom were inside where they can be cut, and I just cut it. And that's how I got this pocket for the inside. Like I said, this one is a little shorter because I was trying to cut the top of the head off, but however you want yours. So this will go here. Once I mat this black piece, this will go here. Be sure to cut this little tab off down here, this little rectangle. And I'm sorry if this is chaotic, but I try to explain stuff where everyone can understand, where it's really easy. So, And I wouldn't worry about if you don't cut it straight or anything, because you're going to embellish over it anyway. So you're going to glue this down here. And then if you want this other piece, all I did was took it and glued it right over the top of it. I didn't do, like if you want that side, just glue it right over the top. And then you'll have the 1, the 2, and the 3. Really easy. I ended up matting with this single sheet of Mickey Mouse paper. I will link what I can down below. I also found some of this polka dot and stripe paper, also single sheets. And then I used some of this Crafts Basics. This is from Craft Smart. And then the paper pad is the Mickey Mouse and Friends, and that's Disney. So this is how it turned out. I matted with that single sheet. Used the polka dots on the bottom. I fussy cut this Mickey out of the Mickey paper pad, and also this Mickey, as well as this strip right here. And then I used the polka dot paper for the belly band with the black cardstock. I also cut another strip of this for the spine. Here's the back. I did the polka dots on the bottom as well. I did the belly band with the Velcro again. It opens up the exact same way. And this is how I matted the inside. I fussy cut the Mickey and the M and another one of these strips out of the Mickey Disney paper pad. I did black and white around this box, and I used that craft heart on this one, along with the burgundy that I used for the center spine. Did the same colors all the way around. I used black Velcro dots on the boxes, and then did the pockets sort of the same way, although this one is shorter because this back piece with the red and white stripes had the big Mickey head, so I had to cut this shorter. And then this is the opposite side. I did the craft hearts here, just some scrap paper with another one of the strips that I fussy cut out. And then I cut out this 100% Happy, that's from the Mickey pad. This is one of those single sheets. I just cut a piece of that. And then this is from a little 6x6 pad that I've gotten from, I think I got it from scrapbook.com. So those just slide back in. There is still a pocket in the back. There's a pocket on this side and then a pocket on that side. If you have any questions about the tutorial, I tried to explain everything the best way I can. Please leave your questions down in the comment. I will be doing a Hump Day Handmade every second Wednesday, I think, at 10 o'clock with my BFF, Paulette at Scrappy Tate, and all of our projects will be handmade. I do have some more really unique gift boxes that I've already created that I'll be doing a tutorial as well that I've already shared on my Instagram. So stay tuned for those. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye.